Well, my name's Callene and I have been at Sedgwick County Zoo for 30 years this year. I started in 1995. I had come out of the University of Missouri's Animal Science program, which is livestock agriculture, and I had never heard of heritage breeds until I came here. When I applied for the job, I thought, like probably everybody, okay, I'll start with the domestics, who cares? And then I'll go work with cool animals. So the day of my interview, they gave me a copy of an article on heritage breeds while I was waiting. And, sometimes you have those moments in your life where you get goosebumps and everything has just changed. So when I found out about heritage breeds and how amazing the collection here at the farms was, I never wanted to go anywhere else. There's so much diversity, there's so much genetic potential, so many things in these breeds, but because they don't fit the industrial model, they've just fallen out of favor. There are probably only 500 Poitou in the world, and that's including France, their homeland. Their purpose as a breed was to be bred with a specific breed of draft horse to produce mules. And the Poitou region of France, it's a relatively small area. It's probably roughly the size of the state of Vermont, so not super huge. But at the heyday of Poitou mule production, they would produce 40,000 mules a year. So it was a big deal. And then, of course, with the invention of the tractor, like most draft breeds, they kind of fell by the wayside. And so it doesn't take much for a breed that's not in use and able to fulfill its function to become very endangered. And that's pretty much what's been the case with the Poitou. One of the wonderful things about these guys is how gentle they are. They just want to get along with everybody. And so that disposition, makes them so much fun to work with. One of the questions we get is, don't you ever brush them? And so then we're like, we do, but as this coat, which in French it's called a cadenet. I don't speak French, so if I butcher that, I apologize to everyone. But it is in the official breed standard. So we try to make sure they know that, no, we're not neglecting them. These guys are very well taken care of, but it is part of what makes them unique. So we want them to be able to display that really cool coat. Nicole is an older girl. She's retired from breeding. She's a little shyer. She doesn't really appreciate me sometimes coming in and moving real fast, But if you give her time, she'll come right up, and she's the sweetest thing on the planet. Because she is an older girl and has, been there, done that, we figured she would be a great companion for our new guy. His full name is Aubernay, which Aubernay is a city in France. Keepers right now are calling him Obi for short. He was born at Franklin Park Zoo in Boston, and unfortunately his mother passed away when he was a week old. So the keepers there, raised him, took great care of him, but he also needs to be around other donkeys and get that socialization. So that's why they agreed to send him here, because they knew that we had Nicole, and Nicole would be a great role model for him and explain some things that, every donkey needs to know. He's still learning, but he's super smart, and he loves people, loves interacting with us. So getting him trained to do things is pretty easy. Other than the fact of just the satisfaction of doing something that's important, even if we're not breeding, us being able to educate people, just day to day or things like this, that is so important. And that's why we hope Obi's going to be a good breed ambassador. In 70 years, the entire agricultural landscape has changed dramatically. But I believe these breeds still can have a purpose, and it's so important to maintain them. So I think that would just be, if I could leave people with a soundbite, it would be just to be open to learning about things like that, cows are not all black and white.